This is the walkway to my new place. And this is it. It's a really nice house. The whole thing is mine. The kitchen. Bedroom number 1. Closet. No termites. The place was a lot nicer before, but I'm actually moving out in 2 days, so this is all the stuff I'm moving in the second bedroom. And the bathroom, which is very pretty. Okay, well, it's been a year since I made my first appearance here. Last year this time I had been here a week. I was working at an English school. I was making no money. I was really stressed out. I was really busy. I was living in a place with termites, and funnily enough, I ended up living in that place for 3 months, living in a place with some friends, like more of a community house, and actually coming back to it for 2 more months. And when I came back, I loved that little apartment, even though it wasn't beautiful. It was a great location. I loved the part of town I was living in. I really came to enjoy it. So what's new? I live in a much nicer place now, although the footage I have is not as great because I'm moving out, and you didn't get to see it in all of its luster, but it's a beautiful little house. When I moved in here, there was nothing. I had to have it painted. I had to get the gas hooked up. I slept on the floor the first night. And I was really making it into a long-term home here. So since last September, since last Independence Day, I quit that job, and I got some great yoga teaching jobs here. Antigua is filled with yoga teaching jobs because there isn't that many yoga teachers, although in the year that I've been here, it's increased quite a bit. A new studio is opened, and the market seems to be opening up. It definitely is a more physical style of yoga here, very Western, lots of acro, lots of ashtanga, lots of yoga butt, pretty pictures for the internet. There isn't much of an alternative community here. I have been unable to find a community that works for me. And that's just the nature of the place. I ended up trying to leave Antigua 3 times. After the first few months I was here, my gut said to move on. Nothing against the place, just that it wasn't for me. Felt a bit like a university town. It's a little young. There's a little bit of sort of a juvenile party scene, a little high school, a little American. Not really what I was looking for. In February, I ended up getting pregnant with somebody from the city here, a Guatemalan who lives in Antigua, and had only been here since end of October. And he moved here to further his career. He makes money off of tourists as a tattoo artist, and he's very, very good. We were not in a long-term relationship when we got pregnant. And I thought we tried to work it out as friends, and we tried to work it out as partners, and we also tried to work it out as lovers. We tried to work it out a whole bunch of different ways, but it's become apparent that he's not actually interested in being my friend, my partner, or the father of my child. So after leaving and going to Canada at one point to see if that would be a better place for me, coming back, teaching prenatal yoga, getting a better English teaching job part-time, getting this beautiful house, sort of seeing a future, really putting down some roots here, trying to make it work. I got 8 more weeks to go on my pregnancy, and I'm moving out of the country by myself to a town where I don't know anybody. And I know that sounds crazy and scary, but I'm actually really excited. This experience has really taught me a lot of things. It taught me that I need to listen to my instincts more. My instincts told me to leave this place after 3 months, and I talked myself out of it. And other people did too, but I listened to them. It's not their fault. I talked myself out of it. I thought that in order to set up roots somewhere, I had to stick it out. And I should have known better from the beginning. I should have listened to my gut. And also the father of my child, when I found out I was pregnant, he said he wanted to be there, but his actions showed otherwise right in the beginning. And my instinct said to get away from the situation. And I didn't do it because I was so wrapped up in the idea of family, something that I feel I haven't had a close one growing up. And I feel I'm from a culture that doesn't value family as high as I do. And I thought it was worth it for me to work something out, that I had to try to work something out. If we couldn't be a couple, then we could at least be friends. If we couldn't be friends, we could at least be parents. But it was a huge mistake, because all I did was I let somebody disrespect me over and over and over. And when you do that, that person just knows that you'll always take them back. You'll always be on their side no matter what they do to you. And they'll just keep treating you worse. So I learned a lot living here. I think I'm going to look back on my time in Antigua and be really happy for the lessons I learned here. Outside of my pregnancy, which has taken up most of my mental and physical time in the last 6 months, I've also noticed that the friends I've made here that I feel close with, or I feel have the same sort of morals and values and ideas that I do, they don't stay. It's almost like this place rejects that type of person. And the people that do stay and do enjoy it are not my people a lot of times, or they're married, or they have kids. But this is, I think this will be my last tourist town I live in. I've really noticed from, living in San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua, living here, living in Bali, that if there's too many foreigners and not enough locals, then nobody's held accountable for their actions, and people behave badly and get away with it. My baby daddy was not the person he is now before moving here. When he was held accountable. And it's not just him. Many of my friends have acted in ways that none of my friends at home would, and it's because they're all traveling. They're not really here. They're here for 3 months, or they're here for 6 months, or they're here for a year, or they're here for a week, or even worse, they're here for 2 days. And they don't care. They just don't care. And these types of places, they're all kind of the same. They attract the same shit. And it was fun when I was single and teaching yoga and checking out the world, but now that I'm having a baby, I'm obviously looking for something different. I don't feel any closer to my goal of finding community than I did last year. I feel I'm still in the process of elimination. However, before I think I was just open to something different from, my culture, which values money and power above family and community. I was open to something different, and that was it. And now I actually know what I want. I know what I need, and I don't really give a shit if I don't have one friend, with the kind of friends that I've had down here, nobody needs enemies. I'm going to be putting up a lot more videos on my next adventure, which will be having a baby by myself in San Cristobal, Chiapas, Mexico, a place where I know nobody and I don't give a shit. I'm actually really looking forward to just doing it by myself and finally getting the focus and the care and the space that I should have been giving myself a long time ago, and I should have been giving my daughter a long time ago, but I guess we get to the place we need to go when we need to go there, right? So it feels right. So that's my year recap. A lot happened. It was pretty intense. It's really hard to do this without my friends and family from home. And if I could have just had one or two really solid family-like friends while I was living here, you know, someone that's got your back no matter what, I think this experience would have been very, very different. And you got to take the good with the bad. Like, that's part of what I gave up when I left all that, right? And it takes time to build those kinds of friendships. And it's taught me a lot about how valuable it is to have close people to you. So, hoping that the next adventure is a little more fruitful than this one. But hey, it's been a slice. It definitely hasn't been boring.